Dear Dr. Salon Namakanda, Professor Environmental Science from Kerala, University of Kerala, and my dear colleagues and classmates, sorry, classmates, and the students. So really, I'm very, very happy and proud to stand before you to propose welcome to our dear most friend and as well as the alumni of this department, University Dr. Salon Namakanda, is a professor in environmental science from the University of Kerala, Trivandrum. Really, I'm very happy because she's also a part of this department from the beginning. So she struggled a lot in developing this department. She has contributed much to the development of the department during the initial period of this establishment. So her contribution is very, very significant because when starting from the academic as well as in research, she has contributed a lot to the development of this department. Still, her handwriting is here in some parts of maybe in the documents or in the instruments. So that way she has contributed to this department. So you have to welcome her by giving a we also welcome all of you for the seminar, as well as I also welcome the officials from the university officials who have joined online for this lecture. Then coming to Dr. Salom, as I said, she is an alumni. She has completed her BSc Agriculture from 1987 to 91 at Madurai Agriculture College, and she did her MSc from 92 to 94 in the Department of Environmental Science, KNI Laboratory. A thesis topic is on studies on agricultural use of solid waste. So she is the pioneer in carrying out the developing methodologies in solid waste management of various categories. She has taken many agro-industrial solid waste and has developed the technologies for the effective management of the solid waste. So we can tell as she is one of the pioneering work in solid waste management, because we are still condemning that solid waste management is one of the important work in our area. Coming to PhD, she did her PhD during 94 to 97. The topic is on cellulose binding proteins and their relation to cellulolysis by anaerobic cellulolytic bacteria. So as I said, she is also a pioneer in initiating the anaerobic work in our laboratory. Because on the whole, the TNLU in environmental science department, environmental science is a pioneering department. We can say that it's only one department was involved in the anaerobic bacterial isolation and its application in various uses. But unfortunately, so our department is a pioneer department in developing technologies for anaerobic degradation of organisms, both solid as well as liquid waste. So based on the previous work only, now also we are continuing some of the anaerobic technologies for treating the wastewater because it's one of the very, very important area of environmental science. Wherever you go in the industries or any solid waste management, this anaerobic degradation is very, very essential because for any high rate, high organic loading or high polluting waste, it is necessary to go for anaerobic treatment. So in that way, the work of Dr. Salom is really a basis for continuing our anaerobic treatment of the waste in different locations. So that way also she has contributed a lot to this department. So coming to this research interest, she has maybe at present research interest maybe on benthic ecology of coastal ecosystem. That is why she has chosen a topic of giving a special lecture on the marine microplastics in marine ecosystem, today's topic. So she's focusing on the anaerobic microbial diversity in the coastal environment of Kerala. She's also continuing that work still on assessing the microbial diversity in the coastal ecosystem because you know even in our bioremediation like PNPS integrated area, we are using one plant. What is that? Specifium, which is being collected only from the coastal environment, which has a high salt tolerant capacity. So she's now working on the benthic diversity of the Kerala ecosystems, as well as the distribution of microplastics and antimicrobial resistant genes in the coastal environment of South India. So, these are all the her research work at present. And she's she's also a Commonwealth Blue Charter Fellow 2019 and 20. She's also a visiting scientist for Center for Tropical Marine Research Bremen, Germany. And she's an ambassador of India for Estuarine and Coastal Sciences Association, UK. And she's also a visiting scientist at University of Newcastle, Australia. She's I think still having collaboration with the University of Newcastle, Australia in Microplastics research. And she is also a member of Academic Council at the University of Kerala, as well as the Board of Studies of Microbiology in the University of Tirunelveli. Honorary University of Tirunelveli. She has a teaching experience of nearly 21 years, as well as a research experience of 20 years. Because after completion of her PhD, she worked as research fellow in the Department of Environmental Sciences for 3 to 4 years. So she worked on the termite microflora as well as the translocation of the beneficial gut microflora through the earthworm during the decomposition of the waste, the solid waste. So in that she has worked in many projects in our department as a senior research fellow. In for her PhD, she has guided nearly 14 PhDs and presently guiding 8 MSc students. And she has published more than 60 articles in the high state journals and 7 book chapters. And she has attended more than 25 conferences and seminars and invited talks of around 60 to 65. As well as she has 4 books with ISBN and 2 books in the LCA publications. So then she has many books in her declare. Even if anybody wants books related to your topic, you can contact Dr. Salvan. She has I think a book on environmental biotechnology. And also coastal ecosystem. And microbiology of coastal ecosystem. So even the persons who are working in microplastics or the marine sediments or any sediment area can better supervisor for co-supervisor for the MSc thesis of IAC thesis students from Germany. And also at present you have this project. So this university UGC sponsored scheme of biomonitoring microbial pathogens and indicators in drinking water of Tirunelveli Corporation, Kerala. And again, the another UGC project of impact of long-term application of pesticides on soil microbial activity and bioprospecting of pesticidal bacteria from cardamom plantations of Idukki district, Kerala. As well as she has a project from Department of Environment and Climate Change, Government of Kerala, studies on the impact of repeated pesticide application on soil microbial diversity and screening of organophosphorus pesticide degrading bacteria. As well as the another project on diversity of built communities in relation to organic matter segmentation, open the tropical Ramsar site. Then again, she has a project with Kerala State Pollution Control Board sponsored project on surveillance of antimicrobial resistance in surface water of Tirunelveli city, Kerala. So these are all the credits of Dr. Salvan. So here experience, various trees. Really, we are lucky to have Dr. Salvan because she's a very, very busy person. Since we are calling, unless she could not refuse, so that's why she's here. So we can utilize the opportunity of Dr. Salvan here. So you can interact with her on any subject, not only on microplastics. Even the persons who are working in other areas can also interact. So she will be very, very willing to share her expertise. So with this introduction of the speaker, I welcome Dr. Salvan to present her guest lecture on microplastics. Very happy.
I'm always happy to be in Bay because this brings me a lot of very good memories. Almost 10 years of my life, very good part of my life, I should say, was spent here in this department from 94, almost 92, from 92 to 2001. I was here and I left this campus with very good memories and the opportunity of getting a good position in Kerala University, which I never expected. I wanted to be here in this university till my career, end of my career, because this university has nourished me and made me grow in my career and give me a stepping stone. So always whenever there's an invite from here, I never refuse. I change my other work and I give importance to come to here because here it's like a family for me. My seniors, my juniors are here, and as Dr. Maheshwari said, they were here when I was a PG student. Actually, anaerobic techniques was taught by Dr. Maheshwari, and other techniques like environmental techniques like by Dr. Devali, and but they are others are the juniors, Shiva, and Jodhpuri and all my juniors, they should all my juniors. Then Dr. Bharani, we were all here at that time. I think that was my golden period. And I'm very happy to say that in 1997, after my PhD, I got the Dr. Chennai Reddy Gold Medal for the best student in environmental science. Really, I cannot forget. Whatever I from anywhere, this award which I got as a best student in environmental science, I cannot forget. And really, I'm indebted to all my teachers. With gratitude, I remember my professor, Satya Ramaswamy was the honorable vice chancellor, previous vice chancellor, and also teachers, many teachers. Dr. P.P. Ramaswamy was my MSc guide. So we did a lot of hard work. I do that because 8 o'clock we used to come here, and until maybe 8, 9, it's a regular routine. But there were a team of students and researchers who would be there, and it was like it was not like doing work; it was like enjoying our work. I think that's why we could be more productive. So when I in Kerala University, my pride I always say is at TNU. I always used to boast TNU even there. When my colleagues might have got fed up of telling about TNU. Anyway, now I have to tell about Kerala University because they have given me a job. My son, I used to say, see, Kerala has given me a job. They don't like, they asked to say, why do you stay in TNU? Then I said, Kerala has given me a job, so I am indebted to Kerala. Then they say, you are working for them, so that's why they are giving salary. But Tamil Nadu has given you the fund to raise you. So you should be indebted to TNU. So in that way, really, I'm very happy that I'm here and to talk about. So as Dr. Maheshwari has already called out, Kerala, how many of you are from Kerala? Anybody from Kerala? Which part of Kerala? Palakkad. So, okay, we have a very long coastal lines, big coastal line. So that's why there are a lot of issues related to coastal lines, and I'm more interested because my father was also working in the fisheries sector, marine fisheries. So at that time itself, my interest was to work something on the coastal line. So I'll be sharing some of my experience. It's not like a lecture, like sharing of my experience with regard to this. Before that, I'll just tell you about some of my about my university. So we are very happy that our university got A++ grading in the last year, 2022 June. It was awarded NAC A++. It was a set of hard work of a team starting from the licensing to the cash and was very good hard work. And this university is the mother university of Kerala. It was started in 1937 by the Maharaja of Travancore. At the time it was called Travancore, Sri Starathanda. And the university was, you should see the vision of our earlier things. They had invited, this part was cut up. They had invited Albert Einstein as the first vice chancellor for the university. The letter is still there. It is, I think it is in the university website, which the Maharaja wrote to inviting Einstein with a very good sum of money as salary to be the vice chancellor of Kerala University. But he's a scientist. And of course, any scientist would take administration as a second choice. We always, because it is compulsory to take an administration, that's why we take it. But our first choice will be always doing research. So likewise, Albert Einstein had denied that having us vice chancellor for the university, but it is a very old university. And now we are, and now with NIR ranking, I think We are in the 24th position. So earlier it was about 40, now we have jumped to the 24th position. And coming over to our department, so this is some of the photographs of butterfly park in our department. So our Department of Economics and Faculty of Applied Science and Technology. And we have all this, the school system. The Department of Geology and Economic Sciences comes under the School of Earth Sciences. So this is the right side is the building of economic science, old and new building, and team is from our department. So this is the faculty profile. I'm not going to detail. So programs now MPhil is not there, but PG programs, we have two PG programs. MSc Economic Sciences was started in 1999. Sorry, this wrong there, it's 1999. And MSc Climate Change and Disaster Management that we started very recently because the government of Kerala wanted to start some courses related to climate change. So this climate change and disaster management was started in 2021. So these are some of the, we have a very good demand ratio almost now for 12 seats. This year we got 350 applications, and so that's a very good demand ratio. So some of the highlights, we have a newsletter called Bhumika. We have village and school adoption programs. We have a water testing laboratory, which is a public, it's like a consultancy for the public. The public can come and give and test the water. And this is approved by the State Pollution Control Board, Kerala State Pollution Control Board. They were not permitted by the station, and waste management of the entire university is taken care of by the Kerala Pollution Control Board. Pollution Control Board every year they'll come, they'll check whether all the facilities are there. They'll again review the approval. It was started in 2013 when I was the first term headship. We have a technical assistant, and when we get the sample, we do that and we give some suggestions of only drinking water. And now because the food safety everything is becoming an issue, from the hotels also they are bringing water and other things for the testing, and they get the certificate from us. Then we have student startups, like one or two startups, like Ribbon was started by one of the students as a startup. Second, using an artificial intelligence for plastic waste. It recognizes the bottle which the student or anybody can put inside, and for that weight or for the type of polymer, it will give a virtual coin. So that can be used in the candies or like that. But he's still developing that. That's one thing in the student startup. Another one is by leaf litter composting in mixing with the latex industry waste. So latex industry has a lot of nutrients, but it does not contain organic carbon. So for her PhD, that the Lena, she did require with that specific microbial cultures, and she got a good compost. Later on, for her startup, she did the leaf litter of the, because in our campus we have a lot of leaf litter falling down the trees. So this all stays there as a base. So and they burn sometimes. So in order to avoid burning of leaf litter, this startup was started by Lena with the funding from the university. Later on, now we got funding from the Kerala State Science and Technology as a project to do this in a large scale, about the 5 tons of latex industry mixed with this leaf litter and microbial culture, and she's selling it as her own business. So as an entrepreneurship. So she's doing it as a job for them. So her own job. So these are some of the things. And village adoption is one thing that we are doing as a major activity or extension program. 2 villages we have adopted. One is in the highland, because Kerala, is an narrow stretch of land. We have a highland, midland, and a coastal land, or lowland. Midland is very less, but highlands we have. So the highland, there are a lot of issues like landslides and everything. And one of the villages in a village called Amburi, where there was a major landslide, I think in 2001, many of them lost their lives. So there, this village was adopted, and we did a lot of awareness programs like the water harvesting systems were installed, mapping of the villages using GIS, and the landslide prone areas like alerts where we should have some alert. All these are mapped, and this was handed to the villages, like the panchayats. This was handed out. Then we did auditing of water, waste, and everything done in these villages. Then we did several campaigns like no plastic campaign, like that. This in the Samburi village, which is a highland area. And a second one, village adoption program was in the coastal area. This Narayanapura, near Alappuzha. Somebody said Alappuzha. Yeah, in Alappuzha village we did this.
like mangrove planting and some awareness programs. Actually, there were mangroves, but they were removed by due to anthropogenic activities, and tsunami had big impact on several areas where the mangroves are removed. So we took some initiatives for this in association with the villages. So that is also another village where village adoption, which is funded by our universities programs. So some of the green initiatives I was talking about, now we are not allowed any plastic bottles or so in our campus. And for functions, we use this glass jugs, the glass bottles. Usually in Kerala, we have the pink color bottle with some dimension. We add that as it's water purifiers, natural water purifiers. So such type of thing. Convention, we are again returning back to our old nature. And also we have steel plates in our, whenever we have a function, we use the steel plates and cups. So such type of green initiative. Then regarding the learning management, we have because during COVID learning was restricted, our university itself has a platform called the Learning and LMS, where we can do online teaching activities and YouTube's. We have skill enhancement courses. So these are the first areas of research like college and diversity, biomonitoring with accommodation, microbial biochemistry, AMR, phytoremediation, pollution of air, soil, water, toxicology, sedimentology, remote sensing and GS. We almost similar to what we have here. And so this was what for the 5 years which we prepared our funding. And our publications, citations, all these are here almost from 95. This actually was prepared for the NAC for 5 years. Our publications and the PhDs produced. Total PhDs almost, I think now it will be around 70 by the department. And we have organized several conferences, seminars, as always. It's every year we do that. Consistently, we are organizing seminars and workshops like that. And we have eminent scholars visiting our department from one of my colleagues had an Indo-Israel project on ecosystem evaluation for this Dr. Andrei when he was here. Then we have an erudite scholar scheme by the government of Kerala, which is funded by the government of Kerala, to bring in eminent personalities like Nobel laureates and interact with the students and faculty members. But even if we are not getting Nobel laureates, we can invite high-end scientists. In that way, we had erudite scholar Dr. Jim from SNMT that we are collaborating for the past 10 or 12 years. Then we have Professor Takashi Seda from Japan, Professor Eric Kolansky. This is only for the 5-year period actually. Eric Kolansky, who came, who was from Australia, very eminent scientist in the field of biophysics. He came here and was here for 10 days, interacted with us. And recently, this March, Professor Max and Hamilton, we know his articles on environmental microbiology. When you doing environmental microbiology, would certainly come across the articles of the research papers of Max and Hamilton. He's also the editor-in-chief of FIMS, FIMS Microbial Ecology. So he gave several talks. He was there for 10 days, very down-to-earth person. This is why my team of my research team were interacting with. So this is one of the activity interacting with him, and he's also willing to. If you are sending samples, he is also willing to do the total DNA analysis like that, lot of interactions, and he also did select deep rotating organisms like anaerobes. He bought all the cultures from US in the vials and from the sponges of Kerala, because he is doing the sponges around the world, isolating deep rotating cultures around the world. So I had collected some sponges and we came with the students did this work in our lab. So the type of interactions and also international scholars. Catherine was the Fulbright Fellow in our department for 6 months, and His Excellency, the Australian High Commissioner, Honorable Dalio Travel, he came there to grant a DAP, that direct aid project for me. I'll tell you about that project later on when we are talking, because it is all about plastics. Then Australian Health State officers also visited our department in 2021. So we have field visits. I think last year, 2022, our students came here also to PNU, and Dr. Parameshwari, she took a class on the activities of this department. Here, even we went now field trip to Lakshadweep because field trip is a what course for us. It's a 2 credit course during the third semester. We have to visit field areas of natural science, institutions, and also industries. So all this should be covering. What to be a Lakshadweep. Then 10 days, it was a very nice trip. Even myself, we did deep diving, scuba diving, and snorkeling. So there were tutors for that. They all trained us. Then it was really, really wonderful. We could see the coral lives alive there. So these are some of the fellowships which we got. And already because as leaders we have some social responsibility also. So that's why we did this village adoption programs, outreach. Lot of outreach programs and they are encouraging to go inside here, do for the people. Whatever we the research and find out in our labs, we have to give them to the local people. And last week we had a researchers fest for 4 days, in which all the departments were open for the public to come, and there were a lot of highlights showing the achievements of all the departments. So we have 43 departments in our university: social sciences, physical sciences, chemical sciences, life sciences, all together. 43 departments doing a lot of research. Let's say these are some of the facilities and the water testing laboratory, the facilities and some of the best practices. We have an alumni association established in 2003, Direct Teachers Association, and executive meetings. I'll stop with this because we have to go for the next topic. Somebody will take the next forward. Very comfortably drinks, but like sharing our experience on what we have been doing in this. So when you see this plastics, it's all a part of our life. It has become an integral part of life. We cannot completely exclude the plastics from our part of life. We cannot say that no plastics or that. So anyway, it has been because when it was implemented almost 110 years ago. I think the first one was in 1907, the main line was manufactured. It was considered as a water substance because it replaced the natural materials. Earlier, for all life usage, natural materials are used. For example, the shells of animals, horns of animals, and the natural products are used. For this, what happened was there was complete harvesting of natural products and killing of animals for this. So this caused a loss of biodiversity also. So when plastic came, people were very happy that the biodiversity will be saved. The biodiversity can be saved because the plastics can replace all these natural materials. In that way, it was an advantage because the invention of plastic was an advantage. And throughout the timeline, we see there was use, but later on it started as a sort of misuse and also overuse. You can see the change in production. For example, in 1950s, the production was 0.5 million metric tons of plastics in 1950. But later on in the 1960s, it increased to almost 30 to 15 million metric tons. And then now recently in 2017, it is 320 million metric tons. But when you ask can they completely avoid, we cannot avoid the polymers because now they have a lot of role in medical and other important fields like even artificial human parts which can be replaced. Now polymers which we cannot avoid because they have a lot of advantages. So in a way we cannot avoid, but they can have a lot of when we think of the big threat that it causes into the environment, that also makes us think how we can think of a lot of alternatives. Okay. So when you see this figure, you can just see the plastic waste generated throughout the globe in the left side, and right side is the quantity of plastic that is disbanded throughout the globe. So you see that's a chance for us to improve. In this figure, we can see that the plastic generated in our country comes less than 0.1 or less than 0.2 kg or something. It's only the quantity of plastic waste that is generated by per person in our country. But on the right hand, you see we are managing 80 to 100% of the plastic waste is not managed properly. It's just thrown outside along with the municipal solid waste. But in other countries, those who are producing more, they are managing it properly. So that's the difference. So although we are producing very less, we are managing it improperly. That side, if we improve, I think this won't be this plastic waste won't be a big problem. So ultimately, when you are seeing the production of plastic and the usage of plastic is all in the terrestrial environment. So and finally, when you see where they go, it will go to the marine environment. So that is the big concern that we have with regard to the plastics in the marine environment. You know, this gas has been documented as the top 5 rivers. And one of the top 5 rivers to dump its plastic waste to the oceans, among the other rivers of the whole globe. One of my students is also now working on river, how this plastics are turned into microplastics and how their source and the fate of this microplastics in the course of a flowing river. So the now our aim in our aim with regard to the environment is the sustainable development goals, or the SDGs. We have 17 sustainable development goals, and we are more interested in this 14 because they are concerned about the marine environment and right below water. And if we see the sustainable goal 14, it aims to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, sea, and marine resources for sustainable development. And all the sustainable development goals have several targets, and the targets will be measured by several indices. And when we see the target 14.1 especially, it is to prevent marine pollution significantly, particularly marine debris and the nutrient pollution. In regard to the marine environment, the nutrient pollution that is coming from the rivers that causes eutrophication. Eutrophication is a big issue now in the marine environment, and also this marine debris, that is the plastics that is coming from the inland. So here this is the main issue that will be focused in our study. So you see the plastic waste, almost 300 billion tons of plastic waste are produced every year, and almost 8 million tons will end up in the ocean. So in the seas, when you're collecting, now fishermen go and collect the fish and show you some photograph. Whatever is coming is almost plastic. So whatever we are eating is also contained, the fish contain many microplastics. So the plastic that are present in the ocean, 80% comes from the marine environment. From the terrestrial environment. Only 20% is what is because of activities relating to the marine environment. 80% comes from the terrestrial environment. And two types of dangers are there. One is either the animals will be entangled by the plastic waste, or they ingest this smaller plastic waste. If it is a larger one, it is getting entangled, and the smaller one means they are getting ingested. And it's a big threat. For example, you can see the turtles, marine turtles, they are now becoming endangered. When you travel to the ship, if you are traveling amphibian Lakshadweep, we could clearly see the jellyfish floating, particularly the evening, fluorescent colors of jellyfish that are floating on the sea. So this is the food for the sea turtles, particularly the olive turtle. They feed on this, and this carry bags, they look exactly like this jellyfish. So they don't know that they are carry bags. We can discriminate, but they cannot discriminate. That's a big issue because they are killed because of the consumption of this. So that is a big threat that we have to really think over on this. And there are mainly 7 classes, but even then there are a lot of classes, types of polymers that are present. And now it's possible for the chemical characterization and know what is the type of polymer. So we can identify from which source it has come. So when this plastics all go into the marine environment, usually 15% float on the surface. 15% will be in the water column, and 70% goes to the sediment. So whatever we see on the top is only 15%. 15% is only on the top. Other remaining 85% is either in the water column or goes down to the sediment, and 70% is sediment. So the marine sea bottom of the sediment, is a very good environment for the small organisms to survive and thrive, which is a food for the other organisms with a higher trophic level. And so the floating plastics, they have been identified as big garbage patches. We can see only the terrestrial environment is garbage patches. The oceans, there are gyres. Gyres means swirling like waters, which brings all the floating plastic waste together, and they float on the surface. Earlier, it was observed only in the Pacific Ocean, which is called as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is the size of Texas, almost the size of Texas. And now there are 5 garbage patches. You can just see the photograph there, this garbage patch is on the ocean surface. Now there are 5 garbage patches, 2 in the Atlantic, 2 in the Pacific, and 1 in the Indian Ocean. We used to contact this fisherman for such type of plastic study for our project. And once I asked one fisherman whether there's a garbage patch near this our Kerala coast, and he said there are a lot of plastics like waste floating, and we see that fishes are very comfortable coming and staying there because they get some food, and it's also shade. They provide the shade for the fishes, and we can get many fish catch if we are fishing under this garbage patch. So this is a big threat, I think, because it causes a lot of harm, not only for the fish, other organisms like birds, marine birds, and there are a lot of reports coming up on their the impacts like this, like how they are being entangled or they are consuming this fish. So we can see the difference of the carry bag and jellyfish. It's clearly like similar, but this cannot feel the difference. So coming to microplastic, there are few working on microplastics. There are 4 or 5 persons working on microplastics. Working on microplastics, yes. What? What is that? Okay. So microplastics, the plastics smaller than 5 millimeter was the original definition. Can you recognize this person? Yes. It's Richard Thompson from the Plymouth University in UK. Have you met him? No. Oh, okay. Actually, for my Commonwealth fellowship, he was one of the it's like mentors or something. So when he was there one night, he called. He called and said, "See, I'm also related to your project." And we had an online discussion with Dr. Tavamani and with Richard Thompson. So he actually gave this definition as he put forth the term microplastic. So now he's called the father of microplastic, Professor Richard Thompson from Plymouth University. He's designated as the OB, that's the officer of the British Empire. So he has given a lot of and one of the special issues this week published in non-pollution. Another science and pollution research. It's emerging pollutants impact on environment management recently and last year. I think this came out in 2023. So this in this issue, most of the published the research papers are all relating to microplastics. So microplastic is now recognized as an emerging pollutant. So there are 2 types of microplastics: primary and secondary. So primary microplastics are those which are deliberately produced as a microplastic. For example, face wash. So in face wash and the toothpaste and everything, we have something as an abrasive to remove all the dead skin or anything. So if there's an abrasive, it can easily remove. So all these are deliberately produced microplastics that are included. This now they have banned in several countries. They have banned face wash with this type of microplastics as the abrasive. So, that's one thing. And the second 3 microplastics are those which are formed from the microplastic by the breakdown of primary or mesoplastics or macroplastics. They break down to form the small plastic size less than 5 mm. So they are called the secondary microplastics. Again, later on, there were very clear classification, like because now even there's nanoplastics, because of technological advanced instruments, we are now able to visualize even the polymers under the nano level. So we have nanoplastics also. So now the definition all has been changed according to size. We have microplastics, nanoplastics less than 0.03 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter micro, meso, macro, and metaplastics is all you can find in the literature based on the sizes. And the marine environment, when you see the sources, there are several sources of microplastics, starting from direct polymers and natural and also man-made polymers, and mostly it will be only man-made polymers. And it comes through the discharge of wastewater from households, from industries, and again runoff to rivers and also through lab runoff. It can finally reach rivers and ultimately it can also reach the ocean. And also some of the microplastic that is the atmosphere, through atmospheric deposition also, they can enter with the marine environment. So the marine environment is the ultimate sink, I would say, of all organisms that are produced and used in the terrestrial environment, which can go through all compartments of environment, maybe hydrosphere or lithosphere or atmosphere, it can finally enter into the ocean. Now even the tires, the microplastics from the tires also all now being studied. They because of wearing of tire, it goes to the atmosphere. The tire particles, small tire particles go to the atmosphere, and then again they are going to the marine environment. So now it has become a marine plastics has become a high priority research area in marine microbiology. This is a citation network analysis of literature available for marine microplastics. If you go and see a journal called Marine Pollution Bulletin, almost 90% of now it's on marine microplastics. If you have any work on marine microplastics, it's very easy to publish in the Marine Pollution Bulletin by CETA. So it's a lot of work, the different colors, the different aspects of the microplastic study, citation network. And when you see this microplastic after entering the environment, there are a lot of role it has there. Okay, it is directly cinematic depending on this type of weight, and it will be consumed by the filter feeders which are present in the sediments. And because of buoyancy, it can also remain in the water column, and it can also be in the surface. It can also be in the water column, and it forms a microbial growth of the surface. So, like for phyllosphere, rhizosphere, now we have a term called the plastisphere. The plastisphere microbes, one of my students is working on the plastisphere microbes. Because this plastisphere microbes are very important, one may be some pathogenic microbes. So, if you're consuming this microplastics by through the food chain, it goes through the food chain, it causes a transfer of this pathogenic microbes. Some may be capable of degrading the plastics also. Likewise, this microplastics, about the microplastics, the bacteria form a biofilm, or we call as ecocorona on the surface. It forms ecocorona and can be dispersed. And this microplastics also can have certain pollutants, including persistent organic pollutants, and it can transfer these pollutants via the food chain. So we call as a Trojan horse. Trojan horse means, you know the story of the Trojan horse. Trojan horse was used to carry the soldiers inside. It was just a horse. So that was that particular country. And later on, the people thought it was just a horse. But inside there were a lot of soldiers who came in and killed all the people. Likewise, this microplastic is not just microplastic. On the surface, it will have also persistent organic pollutants and also this microorganisms which can cause toxicity. So when you see this nanoplastics, microplastics, now there are, as I said, a lot of studies recently on how they are transferred through our body or gets, and you can see based on the size, they can enter into various body organs. If it is less than 150 micrometer, no more absorption is not there, but less than 150 it will be absorbed into the vein, and even less than 100 it can absorb, get absorbed in the portal vein into access to the organs. And now even there's it can go across the brain, blood-brain barrier and also placenta. Recently, there were reports of microplastics at the placenta. Also, there are a lot of reports. And in accordance, consequently, we have a lot of publications also, scientific papers. The number of papers on microplastics and the toxicity is also increasing. This is one of our first paper collaborative work, which was done in this setting, along with the collaborator in Newcastle on fish, the fish locally available fish in Chennai and nearby areas were collected at the gastrointestinal tract of the fish. They were found to contain microplastics. And this actually, we can say that the gastrointestinal tract can be removed before eating the fish. But in some cases, like small fish, usually they are considered as dried fish. So while drying, they don't remove the gastrointestinal. It is dried in the complete fish, entire fish is dried and is used for consumption. In that case, there will be a threat of us also consuming this support. And there are a lot of ecotoxicological effects. This is published work by Insights of Total Environment by Sadler. You can see that this x-axis shows the different types of polymers like polyethylene, polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride, and also their effect on fish, crustacea, molluscs, etc. And the percentage of effect and the different colors indicates the mortality, reproduction, neurotoxicity, etc. So you can see that there are a lot of toxic effects of this on the marine, different groups of marine organisms. And also, we already told us the Trojan horse of it. It is not only the microplastics, but the things that are carried by the microplastics as a Trojan horse, like this polymers, like not the polymers, organic compounds, persistent organic compounds, and mainly the persistent organic compounds. You can see here the persistent organic compounds and the heavy metals that are housed on the surface of the microplastics as a Trojan horse effect, and they cause the toxicity. And another one collaborative paper that we did, this was by Ashwin. Ashwin's actually a PG work that we did in Australia. He collected the different salt species, salt types in India and Australia, and compared. All those are the brand salts of Australia, and saw the microplastics that only the branded salt, and there is the marine salt and also the Himalayan salt, what we call as the pink salt or something. All this and in the study, we could find that there are plastics in all the type of salt. And the Himalayan salt or the pink salt has the highest microplastic load. And based on that, the interpretation was that a person living in Australia, based on the consumption amount of salt consumed per person, they could interpret that it was 155 microplastic pieces per year that an Australian will be consuming while taking this. Some of the micro photographs of this polymers that are isolated. And also I told you about the plastisphere microbes. This is also one photograph that was taken by us above the polymers, the microbes, presence of microbes. So plastisphere, they can also include a lot of pathogenic communities. Now we are trying to do the next generation speakers to find what are the type of polymers. One of the students, Shyaman, is doing the work that we have inserted different types of polymers in a controlled experimental system in the marine environment itself. We are kept there in two types of marine environment, one in Kerala and one in Tamil Nadu, for almost 3 months. So once in 3 months, we take the samples and see what type of biofilm microbes are formed with a different type of polymers. So how is the difference in formation, whether there is any pathogenic organism, whether there are any biodegradable organism capable of biodegradation, etc. So there are a lot of challenges that we have to look forward. I think the generation that have to think of the challenges. Some of the experience I can share that we took sampling along the coast. You can see that is one of the conditions in the marine environment where plastics are made. You can just imagine after rain, where it will go. And also in Kerala, there are a lot of almost totally 44 rivers, 41 rivers join the Arabian Sea. And after monsoon, whether that's we call it as a Puri, where the sea river joins. It's all beautiful. We go there for nature watching. But after rain, you can see all type of waste will be there at the junction of the river and the sea, including most of them are polythene or plastics, including chappals, bags, etc. There. So obviously, this is the other problem, and my team of researchers that we are taking the microplastic. See, this I have never noticed earlier, but now we see we can find small microplastic pieces in the marine environment, which really can cause a lot of impact. And one of my students is studying on the organisms in the intertidal area, which correlating to the number of plastics, microplastics in the intertidal area, the low tide, high tide, and mid tide. How, because that has a lot of organisms. We do not see them, but benthic organisms are a different variety and different species are there that can form a food for other species. So this is what. And we got a funding from this Australian High Commission for this doing this plastic waste and sustainable management of plastic waste in the south coast of Kerala. For this, we selected the Kollam Corporation. Kollam Corporation they had one program called the Sujitva Sagaram, or the Clean Kerala Mission. I'll tell you about that. That actually induced us to do this work in Kerala. So we selected all the coastal wards, went to schools, had local people like we have the Kudumbashri, which where people are engaged in such type of plastic collection from houses. So like Kudumbashri units and Asha workers, almost all of them are ladies who are involved in the such activities. So we gave a lot of awareness. When we asked the school children, they are very enthusiastic. We show some videos. We have a lot of video videos and photo of its there's a song particularly big plastic waste. The school children they have a very good because they are living in the coast. You know, we have a very thick coastal population. The population of the coast is very high. That is one of the reasons where we get the coastal pollution also very severe coastal pollution. So when we ask the small children, how do you dispose the plastic? We all put it in the sea. They innocently say that, and we all gave them a lot of awareness that it's very dangerous because we show the photo of the turtle. They are very sad to see the turtle eating the plastic waste. And then they take a plate that we will never put the plastic waste there. Because small children, they are very much sensitized by this message what we give. And when they see the fish and other turtles eating the plastic, they are very sorry. They feel very sorry for that. They say that we'll never, and I am very sure that they go and fight the homes and they will never allow to put the plastic waste there. So almost for 6 months we are doing this work in all the like awareness among the local workers and also in the schools, doing a lot of showing them about the impacts of the marine plastic pollution and doing a lot of awareness. My team of researchers are here. I think this is Shama. This is one of my colleagues, Dr. Shirley Williams, Sumaya, and Ashwin. Another Ashwin. There's another Ashwin who is doing this work there. And I told you about Sujita, so that's why we took Kollam area. That's what mission, Clean Sea Mission. It was started by one of the ministers there in Kerala. What they did is actually the fishermen when they go to the sea and they come back, they say that they get lot of plastic, but they leave it at the sea itself. And this is and so she encouraged the fishermen by giving them incentive to bring the plastic to the shore, and she set up a team of ladies lady workers to sit there and sort this plastic, clean it. This is the washing unit. The washing unit where they put and it circulates water, it gets clean of all the soil. They sort it into different types of polymers and then they stack it and it is given for recycling. The Clean Kerala company takes it for it. So in that way that has been collecting the right. So I found it very interesting. So we went work together. So this most of them are you can see the milk covers that are being discarded and they are taken from the. So this indicates how much amount they are selling that plastic waste to the other companies. So they get an earning from that. So it's a type of a circular economy. They clean that, use that, sell that, take the amount and they get the earning from that. And we also did a quantification of what type of polymers are that's taken by that. One of the MSc student for this project work, he used to go every day when the packet comes from the sea by the fishermen. They come and give it to them. It's near the harbor, harbor. So they bring it and give it to them. So this lady, before they begin to sort, he'll go and when they sort it, he'll go and take the weight. And we could find the single-use plastics. For example, this is the based on the chemical composition. You see LDP, low density polyethylene, cause the maximum 29%, and also the high density polymer. Usually, it's very tricky to manage this plastic issue because when you take a PET bottle, the bottle will be of PET polymer and the cap will be of. So both either of them has to be managed separately. And here we can see when you saw the item wise or the utility wise things, you can see the grocery bags were the maximum things, 36% of this, and also milk covers and other items. So then let's one thing that we could quantify based on our environment. And also we prepared, you can see this in the United Nations take care of ocean science and sustainable development. We made a video called the Waves of Sea based on this Sujita Sagar. So this video was completely prepared by our students. I actually, it's a 10 minutes video, so I have not, maybe I can share the link. You can see it's a very good video prepared by us on how, is a link in the computer. Maybe last after completing events. Okay. And this was what which is in review in End of Science and Technology. I work for the Commonwealth Fellowship in Australia on the marine environment. We have collected samples on the cruise. I should went in the cruise. I asked him to go in the cruise. I gave him the cruise from Chennai to here up to Kochi. Actually, the cruise went up to Goa, but they took samples mostly in the offshore in the marine environment and the surface, subsurface and the sediments. And we could get almost 26 types of plastics. Plastic polymers in the sediment and almost 16 types in the surface. And we did some analysis with the meteorological factors, and we could find that rainfall has a positive correlation with the plastics in the surface water rainfall. So rainfall that brings a lot of plastics into the water. That is one. These are the different types of polymers. The blue color indicates the polymers both in the water and the sediment. Green colors indicate the polymers fully in the water, and red color are the polymers in the sediment. So it's a good finding that we would find. And in Kerala, we come to Kerala. Kerala has taken a lot of steps in banning, but people again use that. Single-use plastic was banned in 2020 from January 1st, 2020 in Kerala. And now the thing is that there are many women self-help groups like Kudumbashri. What they are doing is they have a lot of this utensils like metal, and they give it for hiring. So they earn by them. They wash it, they give it for any marriage function or anything. They go to the Kalyana Mandapam, give it, then they wash it and take it. So they get the money out of it. So in that case, we can avoid the use of plastic, single-use cups and single-use plates and everything that is. And this is the existing roadmap. The Kudumbashri workers, they go from door to door. They get a payment also. For every month, we have to give 100 rupees to them. So they collect it, and there's a material collection facility. They bring it to the material collection facility, and then from the material collection facility, it is sorted out, and it is from the material collection facility, it goes to the RRF, so the third facility, where it is being sorted and it is being weighed to compress it. Then means the plastics which have no use at all, cannot be recycled or reused, or no value plastics that we got. Otherwise, it has a value because it can be recycled. They will be used for they'll be shredded and used for labor. Otherwise, it's all being recycled. So this is the existing roadmap. So we have all rules, you know, about the central pollution control. Whenever there's a rule, we try to break. Whenever there's when they increase the thickness of that, the immediate thickness, they decrease the size. If it is 30 ml for a pet bottle, then they will have only 30 ml, lot of 30 ml bottles or 40 ml. And also, we have this extended producer responsibility. That is there, but we public or we as scientists, we sometimes do not realize that. In the waste management rule, the responsibility of local bodies, the producers, waste generators, everybody there is responsibility. But everybody don't know what is their responsibility. That is the problem that we have. That is the thing that we have to realize, I think. For example, you know the Tetra Pak, juice packer. So that is a plastic zipper. So for one of our awareness program, we took this Tetra Pak. Then one person asked, see, you are having a plastic zipper, then they are coming for awareness. Really, we were shocked. Then we pointed to that, we saw that it's inside the inside the zipper, it's written. We can see inside the zipper it is written. This product is labeled for EPL. So if you go, after using the zipper, if you go give to the shop, they have to give it to the producer. The producer has to recycle it. It is written very small letters so that public don't know that. Even people who are doing the awareness program don't know that. So most of the products will have this extended producer responsibility. where the producer has to recycle. So we very boldly we can give the zipper back from the Tetra Pak. So such type of responsibility is not known. And there are a lot of biopolymers coming. This is also one paper which I wrote when I was there in Australia, benchmarking bioplastics. So there are a lot of bioplastic. It is sometimes confusing to the misuser or the people who are using that. So that is a very big concern that is coming, or we can say as a challenge, because they say it is all degradable. There are a lot of degradable polymers coming, but there will be a condition. In this condition only, it will be. So that's all confusing to the users that are using the plastic nowadays. But this extended producer responsibility is the one thing that can be applied for this plastic, particularly the shampoo bottles and other bottles, that the plastic bottles that we are using in our everyday life. So a PRO is that is a producer responsibility organization that is paid by the manufacturer for collection and disposal. So the manufacturer pays this PRO, who is like an intermediate who can collect and dispose by getting some amount from the producer. So that is one thing that has to be done. And in Kerala, there are two companies which are doing this extended EPR. Vilma, so like our here we have that. That is one doing that. But people don't know that. We can collect and give it to them. The Vilma has to reuse and recycle. That is the one. And this is the BEVCO, the Beverage Corporation. That is also as an agreement for EPR, but it's not being used. I think it will run for another 5 minutes. It is saying you need to stop. Do you adjust this for every speaker so that by 45 minutes they will stop the talk? I'm going to stop this. We have to shift from a linear economic model. So I was telling yesterday also the circular economic model. Everything recycle, reuse, so that we are coming into a sustainable society by a circular economy. This one thing I want to show. Many of you might have visited foreign countries. This one thing usually you find in the country. This one I took from Australia. Wherever you go, that's one shopping center purchase. Before that, you have a pen and card. So all the plastic bottles, milk, cans, and everything. Before you go for the shopping, the use cans you get in here and you get the money. So they are going to recycle. So that nothing goes to the environment. Ultimately, our aim is that you should not throw out anything into the environment and cause damage. And everything has a value that can be recycled and reused. So that is thing. So thanks for listening. And this is what having a chat with Professor Richard Thompson from Australia from UK. He gave a lot of ideas on how to work with this. I wanted to invite you to India, but it's very busy, so it's not going. So thank you. If you have any doubts, I will find the video. Let me